And a lot of people might think like the topic conditional might be not really important, but trust me, conditional is one of the things that I think is really, really important because we want to make sure that we use the correct tenses for the correct form of our sentence. Quiz dulu. Yeah, I rasa macam I just want to make it like a little bit fun, but no worries. The second quiz,
Don't feel bad.
don't feel bad. Yeah.
I got half of them wrong.
Yeah, because he actually mentioned to me like he noticed that some of the mistake in the sentence. To be honest, yeah.
But I would have got them wrong anyways.
Okay, so shall we proceed with our class? Okay, so yes. Okay. Okay, so let's proceed with our class. Alright, so one thing that I would like to mention here, untuk our class, I akan mix the languages because I think it's a little bit better for all of you guys, for the audience, because I think you guys prefer mixed language, right? So, okay,
Yeah,
kalau I
one
guna mixed
person in
language.
the WhatsApp group said they asked for mixed.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so apa itu conditional sentences? Conditional sentences, I would say like we use conditional sentences to describe situations and their possible results. Okay, they often follow this pattern if conditional conditions and also result. So sometimes diorang akan guna if, kadang-kadang diorang akan guna when. Yeah, so kalau you guys nampak if, kalau korang nampak when, tapi when ni dia tak semua situasi dia akan jadi conditional. Some sahaja. But in general, kalau korang nampak perkataan if, usually it will be conditional. Okay, so basically we have five main types of conditional sentences. We have zero, first, second, third, and also the last one we have mixed. Okay, so actually perbezaan antara semua ni actually dia just related dengan tenses. Okay, as you guys know, kita sebenarnya kita ada 12 tenses in total. Okay, kita ada present, kita ada past, kita ada future. Betul. So, I would like to write down here, maybe you guys can see a little bit clearer. Okay, kita ada 3 main tenses. Kita ada present, kita ada past, dan juga kita ada future. Sekejap, let me try to make it bigger. Present, past, and the last one we have future. Okay, so for these three main tenses, kita ada pula pecahan. Kita ada simple, kita ada continuous, kita ada perfect, dan juga kita ada perfect continuous. Tapi itu adalah basic yang kita belajar yang apa tu, yang ada have, ada had, yang present, past, future, benda yang sedang berlaku, belum berlaku dan bakal berlaku. Tapi bila kita cakap pasal conditional sentences, dia something yang related dengan benda yang kita imagine. Sometimes benda tu terjadi, sometimes benda tu tak terjadi. That's what it means by conditional sentences. Okay? Benda yang kemungkinan terjadi ataupun kemungkinan tak terjadi pasal possible result. Okay, so that is what conditional sentence means. Alright. Okay, so jom kita dig in first part, which is zero conditional. So apa itu zero conditional? Okay, zero conditional ni, this is like something that we use present simple at the end of the sentence. So kiranya kalau korang nampak if, kadang-kadang kita boleh guna past participle, kadang-kadang kita boleh guna past tense, kadang-kadang kita boleh guna present. So that's why pentingnya kita kena tengok the whole sentence. So actually for this part, I think kita kena macam hafal sikit lah. Yeah, do you think you agree that sometimes we have to kind of like memorize this kind of thing sometimes?
Apparently, because I got them a lot wrong when I was taking the quiz.
Yes.
And I think if you just memorize these, then it's correct. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so untuk zero conditional, kita guna if, present simple dan juga present simple. So, which is in this sentence, semua memang kita guna dalam konsep present simple. Okay, present simple tu yang tak ada ing, yang tak ada ed, just yang ada s dengan tak ada s. Tu je. Okay? Okay, so bila masa kita nak guna zero conditional? We use zero conditional untuk general truth, scientific fact, or things that are always true. So, we talk about general truth, or we talk about something that fact, okay, that they are fact, then we use zero conditional. Okay, for example, if you heat water, it boils. Okay, ada perkataan if dekat depan, tapi just remember the whole context of a sentence kena guna present simple. Okay, bukan yang ada ing, bukan yang ada ed, bukan yang past participle. Okay, we use yang ada s dengan tak ada s. Okay, tahu kan macam mana kita nak guna yang ada s dengan tak ada s kan? Okay, yang S tu, yang verb ada S, kita guna untuk singular subject. Kalau verb yang tak ada S, kita guna untuk verb yang plural. Contohnya macam kat sini eat ataupun he, she eats. Eat, kita akan letak s dekat verb. Tapi
And I was looking it up. This is basically the zero conditional. You're just stating a general truth about, if you heat water, it boils. Because a lot of times I won't say that. I would say if you heat water, it will boil in general context. But then I'm just telling you what will happen after you heat water. But if you're just saying it that this is what happens when you heat water, it boils. You're just telling a general truth. That's what happens.
Yeah, mostly like scientific fact.
Yeah, it's a scientific fact. These, so that's why,
Betul.
So
Sebab kenapa I rasa this kind of things penting untuk kita nak identify this kind of conditional sentences. Sebab kadang-kadang kita tak tahu kita nak guna tenses yang mana. Contohnya kalau you nak cakap dekat kawan you, kalau you pergi, I pergi. Sebab kita ada this kind of kawan kan yang macam kalau you buat, I buat. Kalau you pergi, I pergi. So which one yang kita nak guna? Zero ke, first ke, second ke, third ke, ataupun mixed conditional. So that's why lah kita kena identify yang mana satu. Contohnya if you go, I go. Betul ke? Sebab itu adalah zero conditional. So maknanya kita bukan guna tenses yang betul. Okay, so kita kena dig in dulu. Okay, sebab yang first kita cakap pasal zero conditional. Zero conditional means we're talking about truth, okay, or scientific fact. Alright. Both clauses are in the present tense because the result always happens when the condition is true. Okay.
Oh, so if you go, then it means I will always go.
Yes,
go.
if that is the truth.
If that's the truth, because there's no condition. I mean, there's
no condition.
Nothing else will happen. If you go, I go. It just happens, and there's no I won't go. I will go. I might go. It's just if you go, I go. It's just
that's
the truth
right.
of it. Okay.
Okay, that is zero conditional. Okay, clear for zero conditional. Next one, we want to focus on first conditional. Okay, what is first conditional? First conditional, we use them for real and possible situations in the future. Remember, real and possible situation. Benda yang betul ataupun benda yang mungkin berlaku. So, kita guna present simple, will, dan base verb. Okay, will, and then base verb. Base verb ni yang tak ada as. Okay, verb 1. Okay, contohnya macam tadi kita cakap lah. If it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. So easy is like the truth. Sebab hujan ni, dia boleh jadi hujan, boleh jadi tak hujan. Betul. So it's not like always hujan. So that's why kalau hujan esok, I will stay at home. So if it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. Selalu ingat ada if, mesti ada will. Okay. Yeah. This is a very interesting part because I think we just get used to the ideas of the language itself, where we just like, oh, you know what? If I see if, I want to put will in the sentence. To be honest, I have the same kind of mindset before because that's how we learn English because we use our sixth sense.
And most of the time, I will use the first conditional. I will just say, if this happens, something else will happen. And I say 75% of the time, this is the one I will use.
Okay. If it rains tomorrow, I will stay at home. Same thing like if tomorrow is a sunny day, I will go to see you. Okay, same concept. Kalau kita cakap pasal benda tu real dan possible situation in the future, remember, guna will dan juga base verb. Okay, contoh, kalau I nak cakap yang, I bagi another situation. Contoh kalau korang cakap, kalau esok, contoh apa lagi kalau esok salji. Salji is not possible here. What is something realistic to happen here?
I don't know. If it rains tomorrow, I will plant party.
I will plan a birthday party. Contoh. Okay, benda yang real dan juga possible situation in the future. Yang bakal berlaku in the future. Okay, so the if clause talk about a possible condition and the will clause shows the result that will happen in the condition if the condition is met. Yeah, so sometimes it met, sometimes it's not. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because if you study hard, you will pass the exam.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, if you work hard, you will definitely get result. Yes, absolutely. You will definitely get result. Okay, why? Because in this context, you want to say that kalau you bekerja keras, it's the same thing like kalau your boss cakap macam ni. If you work hard, you will get raise. Yeah, you will get a raise. Yeah. Sebab possible untuk boss you naikkan gaji you. Ya, kalau you bekerja keras. Sama ada you kerja keras atau tak kerja keras. Okay? Tapi sama ada benda tu belum berlaku ataupun bakal berlaku in the future. Sebab benda tu bakal berlaku in the future, betul tak? So that's why it is considered as a first conditional. Okay, that is a second conditional. Next one, we have second conditional. Okay, sorry, that is the first conditional. This one is the second conditional. Okay, what is a second conditional? Second conditional we use for unreal or imaginary situation. Tadi kita guna untuk benda yang betul. Yang ni pula kita guna untuk something yang unreal ataupun imaginary sahaja. Okay, in the present or future. Okay, not in the past but something in the present or future. Sebab nanti untuk third dia akan guna for the future. In the past pula. Okay, so remember, kalau kita guna untuk benda yang unreal dan juga imaginary situation, in the present ataupun in the future, kita kena guna second conditional. Okay, second conditional, easy, if, past simple, would, base verb.
Does it have to be would? Could it?
Yes.
Could also.
It could be could.
If I was Superman, I could fly.
Yes. Very good question. Boleh tak kita guna could instead of would? Boleh. Depends on the context. Tapi korang tak boleh guna will. Korang tak boleh guna can. Okay? Sebab
you couldn't say if I was Superman, I will fly. I mean, that doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. Yeah. Tak boleh guna can. Tak boleh guna will. Okay? Can because actually can tak sesuai in this context sebab kita kena guna past. Yeah. So that's why kita kena guna would ataupun could. Okay? If I had a car, I would drive to work. So maksudnya you ada kereta tak? Tak ada. Okay? If she were here, she would help us. Okay, this is also something that a lot of people talk about, which is she ni bukan singular ke? Kenapa kita guna were instead of was? Okay, because kalau untuk something yang unreal ataupun imaginary, we always have to switch it from was to were. Okay? Always use were untuk something yang unreal. Okay? Ataupun imaginary, something that not happen. If I were a heather, there is a one song from Conan Gray. It's called like If I Were Heather. So heather is actually a type of flower. So that's why like if I were heather, because I supposedly kita kena guna was, tapi dia guna were. Kenapa? Sebab macam mana you nak jadi bunga? Because you are human. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go off topic. If she were here, she would help us. Okay, that means she probably would help us. But if she were here, she could help us.
Sorry, again?
If she were here, she could help us.
Yeah.
Or how would that be different?
Would and help could. It shows different kind of context, but I would say here it would be more suitable in this
likely to
context.
happen.
Yes.
Could would be maybe she would, maybe she wouldn't.
Okay, let's go back to the basic, which is like you said, like can we use could in our context? I think it's less suitable. Why? Because would, it shows that you have the ability to do something. Yeah, so that's why if she were here, she would help us.
But if you put could in there, she might not have the ability.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So it just like suitable for you to use.
Okay, that was off topic, but I
Mm.
think that's an important distinction.
Okay, the situation is not real. It is just imagined. Like an uncertain dream. Uncertain dreams, I can say that if it's possible, it's still okay. But if let's say it's something that you dream, but it's like something that really, really weird dream. Contohnya macam, if I were a prime minister, how can it possible for me to become a prime minister? Yeah, I don't think I can be a prime minister.
If I were a prime minister, I would give everybody 200 ringgit.
Or I can say like, if I were a king, I was born in my own family, so how can is it possible for me to become a king? Yeah, even it was like a dream. Yeah. Kalau uncertain ni contohnya macam if I was a CEO, so possible tak untuk I jadi CEO? Yes, it's possible. If I were a boy like Beyonce said, yes. Yeah.
Or if I had a car.
Yeah, if I had a car. Yeah. If I had a car. Remember, korang kena guna past tau. Tak boleh guna simple. Present, sorry. Something that we wish. Yes, it's something that you wish and something that unlikely to happen. Yeah, so it's unreal and imaginary. Okay? Remember, korang kena guna past. Tak boleh guna present. Tak boleh cakap.
But if I had a car, that's just likely to happen at some point.
If I have a car?
Yeah, if I had a car.
If I had a car, yeah.
That could happen in the future.
Yeah, so maksudnya takkan berlaku ke? Yes, unlikely to happen. Yeah, unreal ataupun imaginary. Nak kata takkan berlaku, it depends on the context. Sebab kalau kita cakap pasal if I had a car, I would drive to work. Possible untuk you get the car, but at the point, you tak ada
At
kereta.
this point,
Yeah,
it's
at
not
this point you tak
possible.
ada kereta. Yeah.
But it's different from if I were prime minister, I would give everybody a day off.
Yes, betul.
'Cause
Very good
that
point.
won't ever happen.
Very good point. Sebab actually dekat sini dia ada dua perbezaan. Kalau if I had a car, I would fly. Yeah, you would fly it. Yes. Or you can say like if I were a car, I would fly with a car. Ya, contoh. Ada perbezaan antara were dan juga had. Okay, kenapa? Sebab kalau korang nampak perkataan were, dia more kepada like that happens to the person. Kalau macam had ataupun something yang guna in the past, it's more like likely something yang it happens to you. If I had a car, I would drive to work. So macam at the point, you tak ada kereta. Okay? But possible for you to have a car. So it's just something that imaginary. Okay? Or unreal. Something that not happened yet. But maybe will happen in the future. Yeah, who knows? Maybe at some point you will buy a car. Okay? Yeah, so were is often used instead of was in formal or written English. If I were you, I would take the job. Yeah, so is it possible for you to be me? I think it is possible. You can like fake it, but actually it's more like imaginary thing. Yeah, okay? Alright, that is the second conditional. Remember, second conditional always in the past simple. Okay? Past simple, bukan dalam past perfect ke? Always remember past simple. Okay, if I had a car, I would travel around the world. Yeah. That's a very good example. If I had a car, I would travel all around the world. Okay. Next one we have third conditional. Okay, third conditional. This one kita guna past participle pula. Tadi kita guna past simple. This one kita guna past participle. If plus had plus past participle would have past participle. Okay, this one is like really long, and I can say that third conditional actually this is like the most crucial one, to be honest. Okay, used for unreal situations in the past. Tadi kita guna untuk unreal situation in the present. Okay, sekarang ni pula kita cakap pasal benda yang macam unreal tapi benda yang berlaku in the past. Okay, to express regrets or missed opportunities. Okay, remember, kita guna third conditional ni untuk nak bagi tahu yang kata kita regret on the decision ataupun kita miss opportunities. Okay, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Okay, this is like one of the mistake that a lot of people do sebab diorang akan confuse antara third dan juga second conditional. Remember, second conditional untuk benda yang present, third conditional untuk benda yang dah berlaku, past. Okay, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. Ataupun if I had maybe studied the questions from the HR, I would get the job. Yeah, so it's something that happened in the past and I regret my decision. Yeah, I missed the opportunities to get the job. So if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. If they had left earlier, they would have caught the flight. Okay, would have. Okay, remember you kena guna would have and then you kena guna past participle. Okay, past participle adalah verb 3. Okay, if I were rich, I would have helped the poor people. Okay, very good example Kak Lona ni. Yeah, just remember you kena letak would have. Okay, yeah, kalau cakap I would help, almost there. Cuma you kena letak have. Sebab would have tu dia merujuk kepada regrets.
Yeah, but if I were rich, I would help the poor people.
I would have helped the poor people.
I would have. That's a regret. But if you the first conditional, if I were rich, I would help the poor people.
I would help poor people.
That would be the first
That
conditional.
would be like first conditional.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Alright, I can see Kak Lum punya example. Can you explain about past participle again from the example? Sure. Okay. Apa itu past participle? Okay, kalau kita cakap pasal verb, okay, korang aware tak apa itu verb? What do you guys think what verb means? Boleh tak korang share dengan I? Kalau korang dengar perkataan verb, apa yang terlintas cakap? Perbuatan, okay? Very good. Okay, any other words other than perbuatan? Ataupun ada, okay, kata kerja, that's right. Okay, kata kerja. So, kalau kita cakap pasal kata kerja ataupun perbuatan, yes, betul. Kita ada 3 verb. Kita ada verb 1, verb 2 dan juga verb 3. Action. Very good. Okay, tak kisahlah kalau nama dia kata kerja, nama dia verb, kita memang akan ada verb 1, verb 2 dan juga verb 3. Okay, setiap kata kerja memang akan ada 3 form. Okay, tak kisahlah kalau nama dia kata kerja, automatically dia akan jadi verb 1, verb 2 dan juga verb 3. Contoh, bagi korang satu example. Kata kerja, if I had listened to my mother, I would have lived peacefully. Yes, that's a very good example. Which is, you shows the regret. Betul tak? That things that didn't happen and then you shows the regret. The action that you didn't listen to your parents. Very good example. Okay, so verb 1. Contoh, I bagi korang one example. Contohnya perkataan run.
I ran.
Okay.
I run.
Run adalah kata kerja, betul tak? Berlari. So, verb 2 ni apa? Verb 2 ni adalah past tense. Okay, verb 1 adalah present. I letak dalam nilai, dalam bracket. Okay, present. Okay, what is verb 2? Verb 2 adalah past. And then verb 3 adalah past participle. Okay, verb 3 ni I letak macam ni Okay, past participle. Okay, so what is the past form of run? Boleh tak korang share dengan I percaya korang pernah dengar semua perkataan ni. Ran, betul. That's very good. What is the past participle of ran? Okay, siapa tahu past participle of run? Ran? Ada orang cakap run, ada orang cakap run. So which one you got?
Run.
Run. It goes back to
Had
run.
run. It's
Yeah.
had run.
Had run. It should be had run. That's right. So it's run, ran, and run balik. Tapi benda ni dia related dengan vocabulary lah, sama ada kita hafal ataupun tak. Contohnya macam another word, macam perkataan drink. Drink adalah present tense. What is the past tense of drink? Okay, drank. What is past participle of drank? Ataupun drink. What is the past participle of drink? Drunk. That's right. So korang tahu je sebenarnya. So actually past participle is this one, verb 3, past participle. Okay, drunk, drink, and drunk. Drink, drank, and also drunk. Drunk ni ada dua maksud tau. Satu mabuk, lagi satu adalah past participle. Yeah, had drunk. Okay. Ataupun have drunk. It could be like past participle. So bila kita cakap pasal past participle dekat sini, ini kita kena guna verb 3. So jangan confuse dengan verb 2 dan juga verb 3. Sebab ada past simple. Past simple adalah verb 2. Past participle adalah verb 3. Okay? Alright. Clear for that part? Okay tak? Kalau korang okay, boleh tak korang bagi thumbs up?
Has to have had or have in it.
Yes, okay. So remember, kita kena tengok balik sama ada kita cakap ayat kita tu zero conditional, fakta, first conditional, benda yang happen in the present, and then second conditional, benda yang happen in the present juga but for unreal, and then third conditional, benda yang happen in the past. Yeah, past participle untuk study is studied, is it? Yes, study, studied dan juga studied. Sama juga dengan cook, cooked, cooked. So benda tu dia related dengan vocabulary, sama ada kita hafal ataupun tak. Yeah. Another one thing that I always mention to my students, which is perkataan put. Okay, put ni present tense pun put, past tense pun put, past participle pun put. Letak. So there's no such thing like put it. Okay, because there is a funny story about the word put it actually. You guys know that actually, even like myself, I speak English almost every day. Forgot already, thanks sir. No problem. Yeah, if you guys have any confusion, please mention it, okay? I'm more than happy to explain. There was one time, I had a conversation with my colleague, which is Greg. I was talking to him, and then I said like, where do you put it, the things? Or something like that. But I said like, put it with the ED. And then he confused, he was like, what is put it? And I said like, put, but past tense? He said like, no, there's no ed in put. So put, past tense actually is put. Yeah, so even myself, I get conscious of the word put.
Yeah, a lot of English speakers even get messed up with go, went, gone.
Go, went, and so gone.
Yeah, and people want to say I had went or I had gone, and they confuse the two. But that's common among English speakers.
That's right. Okay. So last one we have mixed conditional. Okay, what is mixed conditional? Mixed conditional, we use when the time in the if clause and the result clause are different. Okay, there are two different common signs. For example, like past conditional with the present result. Okay, we use if, had, past participle, would, base verb. Okay, to talk about how a past situation affect a present. If I had taken the job, I would be in Singapore now. Okay, so this one is more like macam past. Kalau past, kita guna past je dekat depan. Okay, yang belakang kita guna would. Lepas tu kita guna base verb.
But that sentence can also be negative. If I had taken that job, I would not be in Singapore right now. It can be negative too, right?
That's right. Yeah, but this one is quite easy, and I would say like you guys can try not to focus too much on mixed conditional, because mixed conditional sometimes it's like less used in our daily conversation, to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes you use it. Yeah. So I don't want to go
But
through.
that's also
that
about
deep,
regret,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, it shows about the regret. I would be in Singapore now, but it's more like you regret at the moment. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I would be in the present. I would be in Singapore now. It's more like result actually. Yeah, it's not like something that you regret. Something that you regret in the past, but you want to talk about the result instead of like what happened. Yeah.
Okay, because it result because maybe it's a good thing you're not in Singapore.
Yep. Okay, and then next one we have present conditional and past result. It's just the opposite. Okay, so if I were smarter, I would have chosen a better investment. Yeah, so which means that you didn't do a better investment plan. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this one is quite direct, but I want you guys to focus more on 0, first, second, and third. Okay, let's try to do revision. What is zero conditional? Zero conditional maksudnya fakta. Okay, bila kita cakap pasal fakta, everything is in the present simple. Okay, and then what is first conditional? First conditional is something that real, and then something yang merujuk kepada future. Okay, real and possible, and then it happens in the future. That is first conditional. Second conditional, we're talking about unreal or imaginary, but it is in the present or future. Okay, third conditional pula is for unreal situation, but it's something that in the past, also to express regrets or missed opportunities. Okay, so there are a few things that we have to remember. Okay, ingat kalau first conditional kita kena guna simple present. Kalau first conditional kita kena guna will dan juga base verb. And then first conditional is quite easy to be honest, because you use the present simple, will dan juga base verb. Memang wajib ada perkataan will. Okay, kalau second conditional pula kita kena guna past simple, would, base verb. Kalau third conditional, kita kena guna past participle, would have. Jangan tinggal would have tau. Kita kena guna would have. And then past participle. Okay. Alright. Mix, I think, I don't really want to go through mix because I think it's rarely used in our daily conversations, to be honest. Yeah. And sometimes it can get like a little bit more difficult when we just like try to cover like too many things, I think. Yeah. What's your thought, Greg? You can come a little bit forward.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that, and also sometimes when you use the fourth conditional or other conditionals, you get confused what you're trying to say.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Okay, so do you guys have any questions before we proceed with the quiz? Because we have the second quiz. Yeah, second quiz ni nak merujuk kepada sama ada korang dah macam learn something from the lesson earlier.
Well,
ataupun
what I
tak?
learned from the last one is I actually didn't get as many wrong as I thought I did, because I was just using the second conditional I will, and which was perfectly correct. But a lot of your quiz from the first just wanted me to say, if I put water on the stove, it boils. Okay, but I always say, I never say that. If I put water on the stove, it will boil. And I always put the will in there. I just don't make a fact statement.
Okay. Alright. Any questions so far? Ada soalan tak? Ke clear? Ke susah? Ke confusing? What do you guys think?
Confusing.
Confusing. Okay.
I think you'll understand more than you think you do.
Yes, betul. Sebab kadang-kadang one of the reason I like to cover on this topic, because one of the reason sebab kebanyakannya orang kita ni, kita akan anggap yang macam kita tak tahu bila kita nak guna perkataan will, kita tak tahu bila nak guna perkataan would. Kadang-kadang kita tak tahu macam tenses mana yang kita nak guna. Memang kadang-kadang bila kita cakap pasal timeline, kalau kita cakap pasal tenses kan, senang je kita nak identify macam benda tu boleh berlaku, sedang berlaku ataupun bakal berlaku. Contohnya macam kalau kita cakap I will go to school. Kita tahulah kata benda tu actually benda yang akan berlaku in the future. Betul. Tapi kalau kita cakap pasal conditional, benda yang ada if dekat depan, macam mana kita nak decide sama ada ayat kita tu present, past atau future? So ramai orang yang still macam tak tahu nak decide. And actually one of them is actually me. Yeah, so until I learned about conditional during my degree time, I would say like I was confused and I didn't know. And I'm so happy that I learned about this topic during my degree, and I can say that is really eyes-opening for me, because I learned about the topic and it's kind of like have to watch the recording many times. Yeah, hopefully it's okay for all of you.
That was
Hope it's
an
not
idiom.
overwhelming.
Eye-opening.
Eyes opening.
Yeah,
Eye
but we
opening.
never put an S at the end. We just say eye opening for
Yeah.
the idiom.
Okay, so boleh tak kalau kita try untuk jawab quiz, and after quiz kita akan try to explain together. Boleh? Okay? Alright, so let's answer the second quiz. Okay, need more practice. Yes. Sebab conditional ni dia memang related dengan tenses. Kalau korang cakap macam, I dah masuk tenses, I dah belajar dah, I dah tak payah belajar dah tenses. Let's make conditional sentences. Then you guys will know. Sometimes it's not easy to be, to be in certain condition. Maybe wrongly sit in this situation, agreed. Yeah, sometimes it can be right, sometimes we're like, oh, it makes sense. Yeah, that's one thing that I think is quite interesting about English sometimes. Yeah. Okay, you guys may try to join. And then let me share another quiz with all of you guys here on the WhatsApp. All right. Okay. Ramai, okay. But to be honest, it seems like a lot of people really understand the context because it gets so much better.
Well, I think this was a better
Questions.
quiz. I think there were some problems with the first one. Even I missed 2 on this one.
Oh, really? Okay.
it's just my natural way of thinking. I want to say, like the last one, I would have.
Yeah. I think this week it's a little bit like hard. I mean, it's not like hard. It's like one of the topic that I think is a little bit heavy. But to be honest, in my personal thought, I think it's like fun things to learn. To be honest.
Yeah, it is kind of confusing though.
Sorry.
Oh, were we talking?
Yes, we were talking. Oh my god. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I felt like my mic was mute. We can try to discuss the questions together. Yeah, that's one thing that we can do. Let's try to see. 53, maybe 55. You have like things to do for the quiz? Sorry, for the idioms?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do have some idioms if you want to cover them.
Okay.
I have to find them. They were from a long time
Can I
ago.
share one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do,
I want to share one.
yeah,
Don't let the cat get your tongue.
I said nail it down, ironclad agreement, peppered with, test the waters.
I think let's do something that quite familiar, like test the water.
Okay.
Test the water is a good one. Peppered with, to be filled with scattered with many instant or something. Often questions like.
Like the teacher's lecture was peppered with jokes to keep the students engaged. I mean, maybe that's.
Oh, okay.
But nail it down is a common one.
Nail it down.
Maybe.
Okay. Nail it down. Two
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
nail it down in the last one, whatever that one was.
Okay. Okay, good job, everyone. How improving, but still need to get used with it. Yes, see, you guys can even see actually. I'm really impressed with all of you guys. Actually, the result turns out so much better. The result is getting better, but still confusing. But one thing that I'm so glad when we cover on this kind of topic, sometimes we never really thought that actually this kind of things is existed. Yeah, like actually there are such things like conditional sentences, betul tak? So I'm so glad that actually sebab tadi korang nampak tak, only 36% je yang dapat betul. But after the second one, it seems like 62. So that's like a huge improvement. Really, I'm not telling you guys like it's a lie or anything, but actually yes, yeah, but still confusing. I can totally understand that. Why? Because you know. This is the first time you guys learned or heard about this topic sometime. Some of you guys, betul tak? So it's not a bad thing, but it's actually is a huge improvement. Okay, so let's discuss together about the quiz. Alright, so congrats Lion, congrats Nafis, and also congrats Pai. Oh, okay. Alright, so let's try to discuss the quiz together. Okay, the first one. When I go on holiday, I always ask my neighbor to water my plants.
Most people got this one right.
Most of you guys actually got it right. Okay, kenapa kita kena guna present? Korang kena tengok dulu. When I go on holiday. So this one is happening in the present. Okay, it's not happening in the past. So kalau happen in the past, baru korang boleh guna as ataupun would as. So it's something that happened in the future. But it's something that you're talking in general, to be honest. So that's why you have to go with stick with the simple present.
But
as.
you said if I go on holiday, I would ask.
I would ask. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Because when I go on holiday, I always ask my neighbor to water my plants. It's more like it's a general truth.
Yeah.
It's a general truth that you're telling to people. So that's why you're guna zero conditional for this one. Okay, next one. If I blank the problem to my sister, she will be happy to help. Okay, kalau korang nampak dekat sini, she will be happy to help. So this one is happening in the present. So if I explain the problem to my sister, she will be happy to help me. So this is same kind of concept, which is a simple one. So that's why kena guna explain instead of explained. Okay, very well. Good job for this one. And then second one, we will be late for the film if we don't hurry up. Okay, kenapa tak boleh guna did not hurry up? Okay, we will be late. So you guys can even see here, will be late. Okay, so will. Okay, so that's why kena guna don't. Okay, don't is in the present. Did not adalah something in the past. Okay, sebab tu tak boleh guna did not. Okay, korang kena guna don't. If I didn't need the money, I would work less. Okay, kena guna I would work less. Actually, this one is a short form for I would. Okay, if you guys are wondering like what is I stand for, I is stand for I would. Okay, if I didn't need the money, remember did not is happening in the past, so that's why you have to use I would work less. Okay. If you blank a red card, you can't play in the rest
This
of the
one
game.
was people get good on.
Yeah, very good. Which is
It's very
most of you guys
straightforward.
it's very
If you get a
straightforward,
red
yeah.
card, you can't play the rest of the game.
That's right. What would you do differently if you had to do this again? So what would you do differently? So this is something that you're talking in the past. Okay? What would you do differently if you...
See, this is one I get wrong.
Okay.
What would you do differently if you would have to do this again? I wonder if that's a correct sentence too, grammatically.
Because it's not unreal, but actually in this context, you're talking about something happened in the past. What would you do differently if blank to do this again? Because you're talking about the situation happened in the past. So that's why you're gonna had. Okay. Sebab have adalah present. Okay. Would have. This one kita guna, kalau would have, kita guna untuk should be, would have. Would have kita guna untuk third conditional. Yes. Okay. Question number 7. If I blank the more expensive buy, I would have enough money to pay my rent. Okay, so I won't have enough money. Sorry, it's not would. So this one, if I buy the more expensive bike, I won't have enough money to pay my rent. Okay, this one also straightforward. Yeah. And then for question number 7, the project will be delayed if we don't finish the report on time. Will be delayed. Yep. Delayed here in this context is not like a verb, but delayed here it should be adjective, right?
Oh,
delayed. Yeah.
The
project will be delayed if I don't finish this report on time.
Yeah.
Delayed here is actually
will be delayed.
Question number 9. If I were you, I'd go to the doctors.
That was
same.
straightforward, and people,
Straightforward,
people understood that one, I think.
Yeah. If I were you, this one is the one that we mentioned earlier. Okay, which is you are talking about something that it's more like you just imagine things. Yeah, it's not like what happening. So that's why if I were you,
because you'll never be you.
Yes, yeah, you will never be me. So this one is actually a second conditional. Okay, and last question. When I look at a computer screen for too long, I get a headache. Okay, so this one is kind of like straightforward, to be honest. Yeah, when I look at a computer screen for too long, I get.
But I got this one wrong.
Oh really? You said
I would say I would. Oh, I would get.
Okay.
It just makes me think a conditional, but actually that's not.
This
correct.
one is zero conditional. Yeah.
Yeah, because I get a headache. It just what
That's
happens. You know.
Yeah,
So
but how about you guys lah yang pilih would get? Korang fikir this one is a second conditional ke? Yeah, because it might seem like second conditional, to be honest. Yeah, but the truth is it's actually zero conditional. Saying I just would get to. Yeah, so is it zero conditional? Yeah, I might add I will always. Yeah, so the truth is here. You guys can see that not every single time if the sentence sounds right, it is the right sentence or it is the correct answer. Yeah, so no worries. I can share maybe one more quiz. Boleh tak? We're not gonna answer tonight, but I will share like the offline version in the group. Boleh tak? I share another quiz untuk korang just ambil exercise je. Okay. After the class, I can share dengan you guys. Okay? Alright.